Now that I've got fabric book spines of various heights in their width piles, I'm going to cut the darker of the background colors. My first quilt was white with dark gray on the inside, and this one is brown. I cut a single strip of each width in the dark color, and then one by one I attached it to the end of the book and trimmed it to the shelf's height. When you do them one by one in set widths, you get a lot of variation without ever measuring. When I had all my books finished, I set them in loose clumps that I thought looked nice together, and then I sewed them together, and luckily my widths had already accounted for the seam allowance. Real bookshelves are not precise, and neither is this one. In between clumps or on an end, I add some extra background fabric, and it serves as negative space on the shelf. There is always extra strip of background, and you can trim off anything that isn't going to fit. I don't want anyone thinking I keep my shelves neat, so this shelf also features some horizontal books. I just turned a few of them sideways, added the negative space above, and attached it as normal. You'll want to iron all these seams as you go just to keep things flat and nice. I ended up with 2 full shelves and 2 partials for 2 pillows, and so I added some negative space for some knickknacks. You could add a teapot or a plant or a mirror or a picture frame. And for those larger negative space shelves, you're going to just cut a brand new piece. You could do a jewelry box or a figurine or a cauldron, anything you want to put on a shelf. I added this one on top of an already existing book and then attached it at the sides. This large one is going to get a kitty cat. When you're finally ready to assemble all your shelves, you're going to trim everything square. Don't worry too much about dimensions. It's always nice to overstuff a pillow. In another video, I showed you how in this smaller space I added a plant, and this larger space got a black cat. When the insides of all your shelves are done, you'll add a strip in between them, on the sides, and at the top and bottom. Make sure the strips that you're using for this part are lighter in color than your background. And come back to assemble.